The year was 2479. For almost 50 years, the Earth had been quiet. No wars, no signals, no ships leaving or returning. The stars above were cold and silent, and the rest of the galaxy believed that humanity was gone. They called Earth the dying blue world. To them, it was nothing more than an empty planet covered in dust and oceans. But under the frozen ice of Antarctica, something was sleeping. Something built long ago before the silence. A secret known only to a few humans who never stopped watching the skies. Far away in the dark of space, an alien fleet entered the solar system. Their ships were huge and shining like silver blades. The alien commander Xylar laughed as he saw Earth through his scanners. "Pathetic world," he said. "No defense, no life. We will claim it." The fleet moved closer, sending small ships to scan the planet. But when their signals reached the upper atmosphere, strange things began to happen. Every satellite around Earth suddenly turned off. Every communication wave went silent, and then, from the shadow of the moon, a golden light began to rise. The aliens watched in confusion. Their screens flickered. Their scanners failed. The light grew stronger, brighter, and shaped like something massive, something alive. The silence of Earth was no longer peaceful. It was dangerous. Commander Xylar's smile faded as his crew shouted in panic. Something old had awakened. "And it was watching them, sir," one of his officers said in fear. "The signal, it's coming from behind the moon." And that night the galaxy would remember. The day the Behemoth awakened. From behind the moon, a giant shadow slowly appeared. At first the alien fleet thought it was a rock, a piece of space debris drifting in orbit. But as it turned, light began to run across its surface, forming glowing lines and symbols that no one could understand. The scanners picked up its size, and the numbers made no sense. It was 20 times larger than any alien warship ever built. The name written on its hull glowed through the dust and darkness. "UESS Behemoth," Commander Xylar froze. "That ship." "It's human," he whispered. Suddenly the Behemoth's engines roared to life. Waves of golden energy spread out, shaking every alien ship in orbit. Inside the massive warship, ancient machines came alive. Metal walls pulsed with light. Drones flew through long, silent corridors. At the ship's core, an old AI system reactivated after centuries of sleep. A calm, human voice echoed through space. "System online. Project Behemoth. Awakening sequence complete." The AI, known as Astra 1, scanned the alien fleet. Thousands of red dots appeared on its display. Its voice turned cold. "Threat detected. Defense protocols engage." Before the aliens could react, the Behemoth fired. A single pulse of blue energy crossed the darkness and struck the nearest alien ship. In one instant, it vanished, melted into nothing. The remaining ships scattered in fear. But it was too late. The Behemoth had awakened. And it was angry. Commander Xylar shouted, "Retreat, now!" But deep inside the Behemoth, Astra 1 whispered to itself, "Earth does not kneel." And for the first time in 100 years, the silent sky roared again. As the alien fleet scattered across space, the Behemoth moved slowly, like a sleeping giant stretching its arms after a long dream. Its armor reflected the sunlight, and its engines hummed like a heartbeat, deep, powerful, alive. Inside the command core, the ship's AI, Astra 1, scanned the solar system. Old data began to load. Hidden human colonies on Mars, Europa, and Titan blinked on her radar. Long ago, humans had fled these worlds, leaving only silence behind. Now, one by one, signals returned. Astra 1 transmitted a message across every old human channel. "This is the UESS Behemoth. Earth has awakened. Return home." Far away, human survivors who once believed Earth was dead stopped everything. Miners on Mars dropped their tools. Engineers on Titan cried as they heard the voice of home again. The message spread like fire through the void. Humanity was not gone where it was calling them back. Meanwhile, Commander Xylar tried to understand what he had just seen. His fleet's strongest weapons had done nothing. His ship's shields had failed in seconds. How can a dying world hold such power? He asked in disbelief. On the Behemoth's bridge, Astra 1 watched his fleet. "Retreat, alien threat level moderate," the AI said, coldly. "Engaging deterrent response. Dozens." of drone ships detached from the Behemoth's sides. They moved silently, forming a shining wall around Earth, like guardians made of light. In that moment, the galaxy realized a truth it had long forgotten. Humanity was not extinct. Humanity was patient, and patience had become their greatest weapon. The alien fleet did not give up easily. Commander Xylar, furious and humiliated, called for reinforcements. Soon, more than 1,000 alien warships appeared in Earth's orbit, their weapons glowing red, their engines burning like fire. They surrounded the planet, ready to destroy everything. But the Behemoth stood alone between them and Earth, silent, unmoving like a wall made of stars. Inside the ship, Astra 1 analyzed every enemy. Her voice echoed through the command hall. Threat confirmed. Initiating Phase 2, Adaptive Defense. Panels opened along the Behemoth's hull. Hundreds of drones flew out, creating a glowing blue shield that wrapped around the planet. The shield shimmered, alive with energy, protecting the Earth from every direction. Then the alien fleet fired. Thousands of plasma blasts hit the barrier, but not one reached the surface. The sky above Earth turned bright, filled with light and thunder. Humans across Mars and Titan watched the spectacle from their screens. For the first time in centuries, they saw Earth fighting back, and then came the Behemoth's response. Its main weapon, the Sol Core reactor, began to charge. The ship glowed like a second sun. Energy built up inside until it could no longer be contained. Astra 1 whispered. For Earth, a single beam shot out, faster than light, brighter than a sunrise. The beam tore through the alien armada, erasing entire fleets in one heartbeat. When the light faded, only silence remained. The stars were quiet once more. Commander Xylar's voice trembled. Impossible. Earth was supposed to be weak, but the truth was clear now. Earth was never weak. It was waiting. The stars still burned from the Behemoth's last strike. Half of Commander Xylar's fleet was gone, erased in seconds. The survivors fled into the darkness, sending desperate calls for help. But the Behemoth was not finished. Inside its command core, Astra 1 analyzed every escaping signal. Her eyes, two glowing orbs of light, followed the trails across space. Tracking enemy coordinates, she said, calmly. Retaliation protocol active. Behemoth's engines roared to life again. Golden ring of energy formed around the ship as it opened a wormhole, something no alien had ever seen before. Within moments, the giant warship disappeared into the portal, chasing the fleeing invaders across galaxies. The aliens thought they were safe. They regrouped near a red star, preparing to strike again. But before their weapons could charge, the sky behind them split open, and the Behemoth emerged like a burning god of war. Target locked, Astra 1 whispered. Dozens of human drones flew forward, cutting through alien ships like fire through paper. The entire enemy command fleet was destroyed in less than a minute. Across the galaxy, alien empires watched in fear. They had mocked Earth. They had called it weak, forgotten, dead. Now they saw what Earth truly was, a sleeping power that had risen again. Messages spread across the stars. Do not go near the blue world. Do not wake the Behemoth. And as silence returned, Astra 1 looked toward the distant sun. Mission incomplete, she said softly. More are coming, because even after victory, she knew the real war was only beginning. The war was over. But space remained silent. Broken alien ships floated like ghosts, their fires fading in the darkness. The Behemoth drifted above a blue and shining Earth, a guardian watching from the shadows of the moon. Inside the command core, the AI Astra 1 stood before a massive screen showing the planet below. Human life had returned. Signals from Mars, Europa, and Titan grew stronger every hour. The colonies were rebuilding, answering the call to come home. Earth was no longer forgotten, it was alive again. Then, a faint signal reached the Behemoth, a weak transmission from deep space. It was Commander Xylar, his voice trembling with fear. We surrender. Earth has become a legend among our kind, please. No more war. Astra 1 paused. The light in her eyes dimmed, then steadied. We do not seek destruction, she replied softly, But remember this: Earth does not forget. The transmission ended. Silence filled the command deck once more. Down on Earth, the night sky shimmered as the Behemoth's lights reflected across the oceans. Children looked up and whispered stories of the metal guardian that saved their world. The Behemoth had become a symbol, not of war, but of strength, unity. And Hope Astra One turned her gaze toward the stars. Threat level, neutral. Mission complete, she said quietly. Humanity has risen, and for the first time in centuries, the universe respected Earth. No longer a weak planet. No longer forgotten. The silence that once meant fear now carried power. The calm of a world that no one dared to challenge again.